Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. Very limited time this morning. I gotta leave in 20 minutes to get somewhere, so we're gonna go through it real quick. I'm already on screen share. I'm just gonna go straight to the calendar and check out the meetup. So tomorrow morning I will be going to Philly for a Bitcoin meetup. Check that out. The details are here. If you click on this link, it'll take you to the meetup details. So please, whoa, that's a distorted picture. So please go ahead and check it out. And hopefully you guys can attend Saturday night, 6 p.m. to 9. Should be fun. Don't know if I'm going to stream it or not. We will figure it out when I get there. The following day, I do have a workshop in Philly. And here it is. Click the link, takes you to the registration page, and you can register for the workshop. Once again, guys, if you are interested in the indicator and just the indicator for a one-time fee, which has just gone up with the price of Bitcoin going up to 300 USD, but the Bitcoin price is the same. Just a heads up, we are changing the wording that you get lifetime access to the Telegram group chat. That is now going to be removed. It's not guaranteed anymore. The wording needs to change because I can't provide my own lifetime, technical support and assistance for $300 one-time fee. That's just ridiculous. And I'm realizing the mistake there. So that wording will completely change across all of my products. Either that or I will go to a subscription model, one of those, which I don't want to do because that's another lifetime commitment that I don't really want to make. So just, you got to keep that in mind. I don't believe in like lifetime commitments, right? So it's like, it's not a commitment. You just get the code. Anyway, I'll figure that out more when I have time to think about it. But a lot of the wording on here is going to change. So just a heads up, don't depend on anything. Workshops, if you got in the workshop, I already did that. Let's talk about the price since I only have about 15 minutes. Also check out, I should pull out the group chat, pop-out chat. Hey, Leah, I see you in here. Hi, Leah. Okay, so check out the videos from Unconfiscatable. We are going to get the individual videos from Understanding Bitcoin this weekend up on the Understanding Bitcoin YouTube channel, which will exist this weekend for you guys. The BLX has updated. This is the index. You can see that the current week of the index is so far a bearish week. Now, we only have a few more days to go. I had called this a bull trap before. I will admit that I used to have a little arrow here that pointed down to this blue-ish line of 2,900. I had a red arrow going down, then I had a green arrow going into the same area, maybe a little bit later. I really wanted this 5,000 to be in line with the moving average, the blue one. But when we didn't go lower than 3,000, I dropped the red arrow and I only drew this green arrow. And this is literally the week I expected us to start going down. And so far we are, and we will see how that goes. Whoa, my computer restarted. So this is in a bit of a, what's going on? Okay, so yeah, the charts are getting cluttered. You guys are seeing the, oh, sorry, I should probably keep an eye on that everything is working properly. Okay. Yep, and we're at 600 viewers. Great. Okay, so the current candle is a pullback candle. We have, we fell down very quickly, and now we're bouncing up a little bit. I have not seen any evidence yet that this is going to be sustainable. From a weekly perspective, this was always going to be a no trade candle, no matter what this candle does or did. So there's really not much reason to talk about the weekly scale until next week. Oh man, what's going on here? My computer restarted this morning. So the daily chart gave us a red 2 going below a red 1. And technically, by the rules of the sequential system, or at least my rules of trading the sequential system, a short trade was supposed to be activated on a red 2 below a red 1. Would I have activated the short trade? No, of course not. Because as I said in yesterday's video, the fall was too big too fast, and I don't like to chase. So I would not have activated this short based on my own rules of the daily DeMark counts, because I am not a robot, and this is why I think mechanical trading fails. While normally a red 2 going below a red 1 is a short trade, you have to understand that we have just fallen from almost 5,500 down to 4,900 in a matter of 24 hours. And that is not the trade I want to make at the bottom of this scale. If you did not catch the move at the top, to the downside, and it wasn't easy to catch the move at the top to the downside. Not everything is tradable. You should know, you should not be invested in a trade for your entire life. I am happy taking on 3 or 4 trades a year as long as those trades are perfect trades. And this was not going to be a perfect trade to the downside, even if a single indicator is telling you that it's on a short trade. Now, keep in mind, I'm a Bitcoin hodler. So if I am wrong and Bitcoin does not fall below 3,000, I will be very happy about being wrong, right? Like it's not gonna, everything in my life would be fine. My life is kind of hedged. Everything in my life would be fine if Bitcoin falls down to 1,000. Everything in my life will be fine if Bitcoin goes up to 100,000 this year. Now, what you have to ask yourself is your life hedged to be able to, deal with a price of Bitcoin going below 1,000 or above 100,000, and you not blaming other people for your financial problems, right? So this is the big question you have to ask yourself. Can you handle a price of Bitcoin being 1,000 this year? And can you handle the price of Bitcoin going up being 100,000 this year? Now, you may say that, well, everybody can handle the price of Bitcoin being 100,000 this year. Well, the answer is not really. If you have no Bitcoin and you never get into Bitcoin, as it goes to 100,000 this year, you may not be able to live with yourself by not having Bitcoin as it goes to 100,000. Okay, so what you have to understand is Lucid Investments and myself have a very different hodling strategy in the fact that I am hodling Bitcoin and Lucid Investment isn't, right? So you have to decide what you do with your own money, and you are going to be the sole person responsible and not blame other people for what happens in the market, because the market is generally unpredictable. As much as we try to guide you with our views on the market is unpredictable and it can do whatever it likes. Same thing with the 12-hour chart, by the way. The 12-hour chart never even gave you a red 2 going below a red 1. It did give you a red 3 going below a red 2, which was actually a bit of a safer trade than on the daily chart, because now you have more candles showing you downside. When we were falling yesterday down to towards 4,900, I was pretty bearish and anticipating the break of the setup trend line. But there is a reason why the setup trend line is a support line, and it acted pretty much as support. You missed this trend line by about $25 to $35, and you ran back up. You are now under this moving average. I don't know how important this moving average is. Right now, this is still in a bearish posture, but I would not want to be in a short trade right now because it can go up. It's possible. It is very possible that this correction, and it's perhaps better seen on a 4-hour chart, man, this gave you a 9, and this was a perfected 9 for the majority of this 4-hour candle that just flipped over, 10 minutes ago as I started this video. And this was a beautiful 9 reversal on the 4-hour. And right now it is looking, somewhat strong-ish. You're still in a countdown phase. Look, you're in 11 countdown from one of these 9s somewhere, from this 9. This 9 is still in a 13 countdown phase, which could happen somewhere here as the moving averages cross. So right now, this is a weird like notification. I would have gotten the notification. So you have this beautiful reversal candle on the 4-hour, and the 4-hour is giving you a little bit of life. Do I think this is going to go to new yearly highs? And the answer is no, I do not. I don't think this is going to go to new yearly highs this time around, right? So I do think that this top will hold going into the summer. So that means in the month of, what month are we in? In the month of April and May, I am not expecting us to break this high. But just because I am not expecting us to break the high doesn't mean that it's not going to do it, right? I do think this depth cross on the 4-hour will be relevant. It's hard for me to say that this is a 1 to 4 candle correction and then down because the 9 never really completed. I just got a notification that it was a 9 that price flipped to a bullish chart. Now, this is not a red 2 going above a red 1, so there's no bullish trade on the table. So all the charts right now are in complete neutral mode. Also notice the CMF, which is starting to, accumulate to the upside again, which is a good sign for the bulls. Now, the 4-hour chart is completely neutral. The 1-hour chart is also neutral. The 12-hour chart has a bearish posture, but I don't like it after the big up move of $100 or so. So I would treat this as neutral as well, leaning bearish. The daily chart is bearish, but very difficult to trade. And the weekly chart is neutral. So we are back in neutral category. If you did not catch the breakout, fake out reversal, if you did not profit from the triangle breakout, that was half-lived, and you did not profit on the smackdown then after, I would not chase price to either direction at the moment, so I would not be in any trades. I don't have time to talk about this. I don't have time to talk about that. Gold. I'm pretty much know what I'm going to say before it loads. I am going to stay away from gold until it shows me something that is worth paying attention to. And we're on a monthly chart here. Oh man, I got 5 minutes max right now. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Oh yeah, see, this is why I didn't like gold. Like it's on this weird countdown to a 9, and it's just flat, but it's just meeting the criteria of a 9 to the downside. I just stay away from gold. Silver is probably way more bearish. Yeah, silver is a little more bearish. If silver goes down and closes below this entire moving average cluster, silver is in serious trouble. Leah wants me to check out Chevron. I'll see if I have time for that. Here's the updated chart of oil. I think the last time I showed oil, it wasn't updated. It's taking me a while to load. The internet was working better yesterday. Yeah, oil remains bullish, right? I mean, we're on a 5 of 9 and it's rocketing to the upside. I mean, if you're in the bullish trade, you have both setup and countdown. You're above the moving averages. I mean, just ride the trend to the upside. Here's palladium. Here's the S&P. They have to load. Here's Lyft. Right, palladium is in a very bearish posture. If this red 2 goes below this red 1, wow, palladium is in serious trouble from a TA perspective. I mean, kind of sucks. I'm seeing it this late on palladium with all these 9s at the top on a daily scale, but that looks very bad if it's in line with the weekly chart. going below this line could accelerate the selling big time. Big time. There's no support at all. It's like a hyperwave. There's no support. I mean, it's just, we're looking at, come on. That's probably support, you know? So that's a big way down. That's a big way down right there. Okay, S&P, very curious. Oh, look at that. Wow, look at today's candle. Look at this futures candle today. Holy shit. Yeah, you had a couple of price flips. This is what I said yesterday. That's what I said yesterday. If today the S&P is strong going into market open, and it's a little too strong going into market open, I am comfortable with the S&P going into the weekend. Like, guys, I could be proven totally wrong. I mean, I said all year, I think the S&P is going to be bullish, but I don't think it'll surpass the all-time high. I may be wrong there. I mean, we may surpass the all-time high. And I've been bullish the S&P. I've been more bullish S&P than possibly anyone in the world in 2019. And even I didn't think we would break the all-time high. And it looks like we are. So, man, especially if the next candle goes above current candle and the weekly still has room to the upside. I mean, this thing is going to open at like up here. I mean, wow. Wow. We're like 2% away from the all-time high. That's unreal. Okay, this is Lyft. Talked about Lyft yesterday. We can take a look at Chevron. What's the ticker, guys? Chevron, there it is. They're buying somebody for 33 million. That doesn't seem like a lot. 33 billion. That sounds more like, that sounds more. What's CVX? Or CVX is Chevron. They're buying Anadarko. What's Anadarko? Anadarko Petroleum. Let's look at both of them. I don't have time to talk about what happens in a merger. So CVX is obviously down and I was about to say that, like, oh man, I wish I said it. When a company spends $33 billion, its shareholders get freaking nervous. So I'm not surprised this thing tanked like a stone. And obviously, the company that they're buying is going to rise big time because they're buying them they're buying them, right? And this is why there is financial regulation. And this is why you can't have a decentralized financial market. Because in a decentralized financial market, like the crypto market, all of the friends of Anadarko and all of the friends of Chevron and every one of the 10,000 middlemen that was involved in this deal would blab to their friends about the deals happening, and you won't have something like this. So I don't have time to discuss it. I do discuss this in my workshop. So the reason why you have financial regulation is so that somebody doesn't make $1 billion by buying, $60 calls on this company that expire in a week for 3 cents on the dollar, and then those calls go to $2, right? I mean, we're talking 20, 30,000% returns in a matter of days. And the SEC will arrest people that do that if they can prove that they knew insider information. So there's nothing to say. I mean, you can't buy Anadarko because it's not going to trade anymore. I mean, it looks like they're probably, if this is news, I haven't read the news. There's really not much to say. Chevron will recover. That gap will probably close, or they wouldn't be making this deal. And this stock is never going to trade again because it's being bought out, right? So you can tell who's buying who just from that. So there's really not much to say on it. I wish I would have said it prematurely. And you can see Chevron is already recovering. It was initial shock. How the hell are you going to spend $33 billion of investor money? And but then, you start doing research. And if you realize that the deal is good, then the stock fully recovers. If you're in this stock and you didn't get liquidated, you're okay. But the percentage drop here is significantly smaller than the percentage rise of the company that they're buying. I mean, this is all perfectly normal. This is all perfectly standard. Earnings is coming up, so I would just not touch this stock at all. Now, if I go to a 10-minute chart on a crash like that, the time to buy this thing is at 10 or 11 a.m. off of a reversal candle. So if I was sitting in front of my computer and I saw Chevron doing this yesterday, though, why is it moving now? Am I in pre-market? Is this pre-market or is this, let me see, let me move the 10-minute chart. So that was like pre-market action. I didn't know I had pre-market data. So that was all in pre-market action. So so that means going into this morning, I would be watching Chevron. But the thing is, so I don't get it. Anyway, I didn't know I had pre-market data, so I don't know if this is pre-market data or not. And I'm not, and I have to run. I'm already past my time. I'm going to be late for something. So this looks like pre-market action. So if that's pre-market action and we already fell to here, then we already made the low in pre-market. So you don't want to touch this stock at all. Now, if this shadow at the bottom didn't exist and the stock opened and started to crash in the first 15 to 30 minutes of trading, I would be looking to time the rebound at 10 or 11 a.m., especially if the market is going strong at 10 or 11 a.m. And I would try to time the low at the pre-afternoon reversal. But I would have to watch it live and make my decisions live, and I won't be with you for that. All right, guys. That's it. I am over on my time. Please check out the calendar page to see that I'm going to be at the meetup in Philly tomorrow. That's where I'm going to be heading to. Then the workshop in Philly, and then I will be in Mexico for the last week of April. Talk to you all on the next one. If you want to support my work, please check out the affiliate page. And if you want to buy some t-shirts and other cool stuff, please check out the store. All right, guys, I got to run. Talk to you all on the next one.